So I have honestly really been waiting for this ever since I started reading The Ancient Magus Bride. And if you hadn't guessed that by the title of the video, we're taking a short review or just chat about Volume 4 that just came out not too long ago. So this is something I'm really excited about because I've been really excited to see the backstory, or at least part of it, a little part of it, on Elias. So one thing I love about this series, as anyone who reads it knows, is the art is incredible. And I find it super fascinating how many different forms he takes from the really like evil looking forms that he takes as during parts of his backstory, and also some of like the other like dog-like forms where he takes at the end of the volume where he's chasing Chao and Shisei. And so it's just, I find it really interesting because this didn't come as a huge shock, but when you find out that Elias thinks that in his past he used to eat people, it's kind of scary. I understand some of the characters' reactions to that because it doesn't surprise me, but it just makes me even more curious because no one really seems to understand what he is. He doesn't really seem to understand himself. And one thing I found interesting, especially in this volume, is I didn't actually realize he couldn't feel human emotion, or that he didn't understand human emotion, which both are true. And so I think it's really interesting now that we have this dynamic, because now you have Chisei, who is the student, who is the, I guess, aspiring mage in this situation to control, obviously, her powers, because that's kind of a necessity at this point. But also now she's like a teacher herself to Elias on the values of like human emotion and what they mean, and frankly what they even feel like, because it seems like Elias is starting to feel human emotions, or what are at least to perceived as human emotions, because we think he's lonely or sad without Shisei being there, but he doesn't know what lonely is, and he doesn't know how to express it or say that he's lonely. But now he thinks he can understand that this cold feeling, this empty feeling, is loneliness. Another part of this volume I really enjoyed quite a lot was all the stuff about Shisei making her wand, and I'm really happy because this story doesn't take anything for the norm. This story is different, and we don't have the typical sort of mage wand. It's not like a little stick of wand. Her wand is beautiful. It's just this long, really like engraved staff. I really wish I could actually see what color it was, because the series is so great. It like describes the color in such a way, because I can see her hair color, and they kind of use her hair and they describe her hair. And so I bet this staff is probably beautiful, and it's a great wand. And so other than that, not too many things happen in this series. It's really a volume about Elias and Shisei and them continuing to grow. And so we got some Elias backstory, which was super interesting, because it's this backstory where it's sad because it's not back far enough story. We got backstory when Elias met people for the first time, but we don't have backstory from before he was ever whatever he was, because really I believe the only memory he says he really has is just red, which is, let's face it folks, that's not really a good sign. And so I'm sure at some point we're going to learn more. It's going to be really interesting to learn more. This series continues to evolve. Shisei continues to become a stronger mage just altogether. Elias is really growing as a character, and just together as a character dynamic, they are, really becoming more than what they were at the beginning of the series. So anyway, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this short little review / discussion of The Ancient Magus Bride Volume 4, and I will see you back on the prowl next time.